Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Grant, and today we are looking at the practice of forgiveness in our series on how to follow Jesus. I was going on a mission trip to Ecuador when I was like a freshman in college, and you know that when you're packing for maybe an overseas trip, you try to pack a little bit lighter because you don't want to pay those fees for taking like really large, heavy baggage. And on a mission trip, usually the bags that you do pay for have supplies for whatever work you might be doing while you're in country. As we are working our way through security and we're trying to get our bags through, I begin to notice that this person, on our group, she pulls a bag out and she drops to the ground, and there's a thud and a whole bunch of like clacking noises. And I realize she has a bag full of smooth stones inside of it. And she gets through with this bag of stones inside of her bag that just makes everything heavier and harder for her. And as we're walking through, I go, "Did I see that you have a bunch of rocks with you?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm currently in a girls' Bible study, and we have to carry these rocks with us everywhere that we go." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Because when people hurt us, it can be really, really heavy, but what's even heavier is not forgiving." And so as we are processing forgiveness with these people in our lives, we're supposed to carry these rocks as a reminder of the weight of hanging on to those things. And once we forgive them, we can release or let go of the rock. And she said, "I'm really committed." So here's the thing. The people that hurt you are typically those who are closest to you. And as I spoke with this new friend of mine, I discovered that almost every rock in that bag of hers was someone who was really, really close to her. Like an ex that you haven't forgiven that could have cheated on you, or a parent that hurt you or was never even there for you. Maybe it was a bully or a boss that devalues you, or a coworker that harasses you, or maybe you were even abused and you possibly suppress a feeling that you were betrayed at some point in your life. Who is the person that you would have revenge with? You see, forgiven people are forgiving people. If you and I, we've accepted Christ into our lives, we know that we have been extended forgiveness that we could never earn. And Scripture tells us, the teachings of Christ tell us that forgiven people are forgiving people. And we see that said really clearly in Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. "Bearing with one another, if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other, as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also forgive." I want you to think of the person that hurt you. Like, what is it? What's that thing that you can't talk about, the thing that you hang on to, the thing that when you're alone with yourself, you realize continues to bother you as you process it? Because here's the thing about forgiving. Forgiving is not forgetting. Forgiving is not allowing someone to continue to hurt you. Forgiveness is not flippantly trying to act like it didn't happen. Forgiveness is taking into true account the damage that they caused you, the not being able to function, maybe the physical injury, the scars that are maybe physical or emotional, the time and energy spent despising what they did, taking into account what they did. What did they cost you? What did they cost you? Because it matters. And forgiveness is saying that they don't have to pay you back for it. They don't have to pay you back for the price of their actions. You see, you can't win by carrying the bitterness. You're thinking about them way more than they're thinking about you. And you're thinking, "I'm going to be angry, and I'm going to be mad, and I'm going to show them, and I'll feel gross." And no matter how bad you feel and how angry you get about the thing that they did to you, it doesn't work. It's like drinking poison and expecting them to die. That's not what bitterness does. It's not what anger or desire for revenge does. It just doesn't work. It just hurts you. No. Forgiveness is taking into the account the hurt that they caused and acknowledging it, and that it's been paid for. No one has ever hurt you more than they hurt Jesus. And you have never been hurt by anyone more than you hurt Jesus. You see, you and we have infinitely hurt a loving and gracious God more than anyone would ever hurt us. And you and I, we don't even get to decide if they're forgiven. You see, the people who hurt us, we don't stand with Jesus at the gates of heaven and go, wait, did we forgive that person? No. Christ has forgiven that person. And so, my challenge to you is maybe one of the hardest things that you and I might ever do in our Christian walk. It's to go to Jesus and go to him and say, "Hey, that person the person I would be least excited to see in heaven, the person that makes me not want to go to certain places, the person who hurt me the most, would you help me see them and forgive them the way that you would or might see them or forgive them? Thank you for watching the Daily Devo.